Can you guess what we're going to be making with these colors of shed-free glitter cardstock? I bet that you're going to think it's something Halloween related, but you're going to be wrong. Today we're making one of my most favorite items to make with my Cricut, and that is these candy dome holders. They are my most favorite things to make to give out as class party gifts. Aren't they so stinking cute? And I honestly bet that you probably thought we were gonna be doing a Halloween craft, but we're not. Look at how cute. Let's go back to this glitter cardstock because I did say that it was shed free. So over in my cardstock warehouse, yes, I own my own cardstock warehouse. We offer over 100 shades of glitter, plain, and specialty cardstocks, but my glitter cardstock should not be slept on. And the reason for that is that my glitter cardstock is shed free. So what shed-free glitter cardstock means to you is first and foremost, we're not going to have glitter anywhere falling off on our face. You don't have to go to the grocery store with any type of glitter on your face because it's all shed-free. But the other thing too is because this is like a smooth type of finish, it is not harsh on our Cricut blades, which then equals we're not going to have to replace our Cricut blades as much as what you used to using other glitter cardstocks. I can tell you right now that I bought a 10-pack of blades 3-4 years ago, and I haven't had to buy any more because I'm only using my glitter cardstock. This stuff will cut like butter, super fine detail, high quality, gorgeousness, and did I mention it's shed free? You don't want to sleep on my glitter cardstock, friends. Anyways, going back to my most favorite items that we can make with the Cricut are these cutie patootie lemon squeezies. I used my emerald green glitter cardstock for this project, and oh my gosh, I just think that these are so stinking cute. Also, I forgot to mention that the SVG file that we're going to be using for this project, I created it, and the one very important thing that I did do was create this little punch out circle in the back. So when you give this to somebody, the traditional way of a candy dome holder is that in order to access the candies that are in here, you would have to peel off the dome from the cute little cutout. The problem with that is that once you do that, it ruins the cutout. But if you have something like this, all you need to do is just punch this little out, pull out the candies, and then you can just put it back in there just like that. And look, your cutout still looks like it is brand new. So that's why I love doing this little hidden thing right here, because it doesn't ruin your entire work of art. All right, y'all, are you ready to get started and make the cutest candy dome snowman? Let's go. Okay, we're going to start every other Cricut project just like we always do. We want to open up a new window in Cricut Design Space and then go over into New Project. Now, after you've downloaded this really cute SVG file found in my cardstock warehouse, all you want to do is come over here and press Upload and then Upload Image. Then what you want to do is find that downloaded file and drag and drop it into Cricut Design Space. This little cutie patootie is so cute. For whatever reason, Cricut likes to move some of my objects every once in a while, and this carrot nose is no different, but that's okay because we can put it back when we're done. So now all you want to do is just press continue. You can rename this if you wanted to, but you also can just press upload and your file is going to be uploaded. All right, so generally when we get to this point, what I normally say is that Cricut resizes my SVG files, which is quite annoying, and we're going to resize it to this particular size. However, I can't say that today because if you are using different size clear ornaments, you are going to have to resize it to the size of the clear ornaments that you have purchased. How to ensure that we make this the proper sizes is I want you to go over here into shapes. And all you need to do is stay up here in the free shape box whenever it decides to load. And then you want to just press a circle. Make sure to insert a circle. Okay, now what you need to do is take a measurement of your clear ball. My clear balls are going to be 3 inches across. So I'm just going to make sure that my circle is 3 inches. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this circle and I'm going to put it inside the snowman's belly. Technically, the way that this sits, I could put this clear ornament inside this snowman. However, I want it to mostly fit only inside the belly portion of my snowman. So what I'm going to do is clicking back into my snowman is I'm going to resize this to where my ball is going to fit kind of just like that. Now, this is all going to be different for everyone. One, because we are going to be using different ball sizes, but two, it's your design eye. If you want to make this smaller and so it like hugs mostly the entire thing, you totally can do that, making your thing a lot smaller. This project is your project, so you can make it any size that you want. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to make two with two different sizes, just to show you the differences of what that looks like. So once you have your snowman sized to the size clear ornament that you're going to be using, all you need to do is delete the circles because we don't need them anymore. However, there is one minor change that we have to do, and that is we're going to come over here into this little piece right here, and we're just going to open up one. Just open up one for right now. Now, do you see this right here? Just click on just that. Now, if we were to open it up, the drop-down box, you're going to see that I have two pieces right here. That's perfect because what we have is this little cutout. It's not going to fully cut out. You just have to trust the process. But this is where the recipient is going to be able to punch out the back side of the snowman to get the candy, but you're not going to totally destroy your candy dome. So anyways, all you want to do is select both pieces. So this thing needs to be highlighted and you just want to press attach. Now you can send this to the back if you want to, but you don't really have to because again, we are done with the design process. We're just going to go and press make here in a second. Okay, if you have two on your page, just like me, I need to go back over into the other one, right click and press ungroup, and then find that little thing right here, this one right here, and also press attach. Essentially what we just told the Cricut is Cricut, I want to cut this out on white cardstock, but I also want you to do these funky little lines right here exactly where I have them. Now all we need to do is just come over here and press make. Oh, let's save our work before Cricut crashes. Okay, and now all we need to do is pull the cardstock that we're going to be using for this project. Now, what I always love to do is nest my items because it is going to save on material. And I love saving material. So like these little things can just get brought up like this. Now all you want to do is pull the cardstock that we need for this project and meet me back at the Cricut. Now for this project, I'm only going to be using glitter cardstock because I think that the snowman is going to look best with using only glitter cardstock. So the glitter cardstock that I'm going to be using is all found within my cardstock warehouse, and I'm going to be using sublimation white, black, orange, brown, and this is my emerald green. Now all of my glitter cardstock, no matter which one you choose, is all shed free. So no matter how hard you rub this off, it is always going to give you the best results because there's no glitter that comes off of this ever, ever, ever. It is so good. It cuts like butter. You're never going to have to change your blades out on your Cricut because these pieces of cardstock never destroy your blades in your Cricut. I absolutely love my glitter cardstock. It is the best thing ever for all paper crafters. Okay, so what you want to do is organize all of your pieces of paper in the order of which we need to cut. Then all we need to do is press continue on our computer. We're going to let everything sync up. Now for my glitter cardstock, I always cut on the cardstock plus mode using my Cricut Explore Air 2. Then what we want to do is taking one Cricut mat, we are going to load in our first piece of cardstock, put that into our Cricut. And then over on your computer, what you want to do is press the fast mode on your computer because you don't want a slow cutting machine. Then when we're done doing that, you just want to press that blinking C button and let the Cricut do the cuts. Now, if you've never done a Cricut project before, the Cricut is going to, when the Cricut is done cutting that one, it's going to tell you to eject and move to mat 2. You want to continue cutting all of the pieces of cardstock that we need for this project. And then once you're done, we will assemble this together. Okay, so for the gluing of the cardstock, what I'm going to use is my favorite cardstock glue. And all I'm going to do is now that I have everything kind of dry fit in there, is I'm going to make sure and glue down all of my pieces. I do love this particular cardstock glue because it has a really strong bond. So you're able to glue down glitter cardstock without any issues. Some cardstock glue, depending on what you use, is probably not going to be strong enough. I have seen others use hot glue. Hot glue will work. I'm not a fan of hot glue when it comes to the glitter cardstock because it leaves like a ripple effect in the cardstock. And sometimes, depending on how hot your glue is, it changes the color of your cardstock. It is the weirdest thing. It's so strange, especially in red. I've seen that. So I don't prefer using hot glue. But you definitely can use any glue you like. And the other thing I do like about this particular project in particular is that we could have used any color for the scarf and hat. You didn't have to make it green if you didn't want to. You could have made it red, purple, pink, any color you wanted. Okay, so you will notice that I left my face pieces on my mat, my button pieces. The reason for that is because there's some small pieces and I don't want to lose them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in one by one, pick up one piece, glue, and then lay it down. And then I'm going to go back. And I know this sounds so silly, but the last thing you want to do is lose an eyeball and have to recut everything out. So I always like to keep the small little pieces on a mat just so I don't have to recut anything. Isn't he so cute? He just turned out so adorable. Now what we want to do is with our candy domes all glued down, you could wait to have these dry. I probably would suggest making sure that at least they're dry enough to where the cardstock isn't like sliding around, you know? Okay, taking your pre-wrapped candy. So I took my husband to the store to get candy and I was like, I need them for candy domes. And he was like, oh, you can get these. And they were not wrapped jelly candies. I would suggest doing pre-wrapped candies. So if you're going to do this project, make sure that they're pre-wrapped because you don't want like, your jelly candies just free flowing, you know. I don't know, I was like, woof, gross. Okay, so you want to put your candy inside your dome. Now these particular clear domes have this right here. I have left them before in previous projects and like tied a ribbon or like a gift tag or something like that. If you don't want to do that, what you need to do is take your scissors and go really close to the very top of your little hanger piece and just clip it off. So it's going to be smoother versus this right here has like the top. Do you see the difference between the two? Now this right here is still kind of jagged. You could go in with like some sandpaper and sand it off, or go back in with your scissors and kind of trim up any of the excess so it's not as sharp. Okay, once you have your chocolates or any candy that you're going to be using, I'm going to put a few in there. Don't overstuff it because we're going to put glue down and we don't want the glue to hit any of our chocolates. What you want to do is use some silicone based glue. This particular stuff is non-toxic and I love using this particular glue. Normally I rebottle it into a smaller bottle. However, I'm not going to do that for today's project. I'm just going to be really careful about how much glue I use. So silicone glue, the cardstock glue will not work with this. So you have to have a different type of glue when doing this type of project. Not all glue, there's not a one size fits all type of glue, unfortunately. But all we want to do is just take our glue, and you only want to put glue on the very top of your, or I guess the rim of your clear globe. Also, I don't know if you're going to see that, but there is some glue all the way around my clear globe. Now it is silicone, so you may have like those little string things, just like hot glue. Make sure and rub them out.
Then what you want to do is just put this over the top of your candy stack, just like that. You can just press it down. You may see that there is excess glue that's like right here. You could go in there and just clean it up just like that and just wipe it away. This does dry clear, but clear with a gloss finish. So you want to make sure that if you're not using glitter cardstock, that you are very careful on where you swipe your glue. But because I'm using glitter cardstock, you're never going to see it anyway. So just take that and then rub your hands together and it will ball up like this. And you just want to keep rubbing it and it will fall off. And you want to do that before you move on to the next ball, just so you don't leave glue residue everywhere. But there is our cutie patootie little cutouts. Did they turn out so cute?
I sure hope that you're having so much fun creating all of these cardstock Christmas crafts with me, because I seriously am obsessed with everything that I have created. Now, one little note here, I did mention this when we created this gift card holder, that we can use the pouch for this. And if you didn't want to create a gingerbread, what you could do is only using the pouch in that SVG file, and you can interchange it. So you could do like a whole different gift card holder cutout, right? So for example, like let's say you didn't want to do a gingerbread, you wanted to do this as the gift card holder. All you would need to do is take the pouch that we used for this SVG file, delete the circle for this, and put the pouch on here and call it a day, using the steps on both of these videos that we did. So the same thing goes for this right here. Let's say, you know, in my SVG file, we only had a snowman, but let's say you want to do a Santa dome candy holder. All you need to do is find the Santa SVG file that you want to use, take this SVG file, using only these lines, attaching it to your new Santa cutout, and assemble it just like what we did today. It is that simple to take little elements from SVG files and turn them into something more or different in something that you want to create. So I absolutely love being a crafter because we can take things and make them totally different and more our style. All right, y'all, I sure hope I inspired you to create, and I will see you next time.